In the 1990s, Japan's new high-speed bullet trains ran into an unexpected problem. As they entered tunnels at high speeds, they pushed the air forward, compressing it inside and forcing it out the other side with a loud boom that disturbed nearby residents. One of the engineers, who also happened to be a birdwatcher, noticed how kingfishers dive into water with barely a splash because of their long, streamlined beak. So, they redesigned the train's nose to mimic the kingfisher's shape, eliminating the tunnel boom. In the 1990s, Japan's
That's the news, and Bob, just confirming the ground is now good to say. Oh, you've been joined by a beautiful lady.
No, it's a man, actually, Derek.
Who's? Oh, I'm sorry.
I've been joined by a beautiful lady. Just remind me of your name, because I completely forgot. Matthew Jones. Of course it's Matthew Jones. He's a man.
That's the news.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
Go stand there. Tatey, go stand right next to Colt. Colt, don't. Tatum. Tatum, turn around. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Just got off the phone with my mom. Oh my God, there he is. She tracked him and said he was right here. Sure enough, there he is. We're gonna get him right now. Look at him run. Look at him run. Buster, you're being a bad boy. Get in the car right now. In the car. You got busted, Buster.
Whoa.
That's so fun at that jump.
Easy to handle for a super fun ride. And you get to bid on this first Barbara.
$1,700.
$1,700, Michael.
Exactly, $2,148.
His bid is $2,148. That's an interesting bid. How did you settle on $2,148?
I seen that on there last week, and that was the exact price. I know that's what it is. I watch you every day. I watch you every day, Bob.
Now, you were laughing and you didn't hear what else he said. He says he watches every day. Now, if he wins this, you'll see that loyalty to this show paid off. What do you bid, Scott? Why bid it all? He has the exact price.
Well, what are the bids so far?
The bids so far are $1,700 and $2,148.
$1,800.
$1,800, Noel.
$1,500.
$1,500 for her. Now, wait a minute here. Michael is already leaping around down there. He says he's got it. Now, we'll just find out whether you got it or not. We have a lot of scooters, you know. First number is 2. $2,148. You got it exactly right. You got it exactly right.
It's not a boy hole or a girl hole or a lady hole. It's a man hole. Men go down to work there. And there's always one man outside to help. It's not
Excuse me, I had to fart. I said excuse me. I said excuse me. The elevator's gonna fart too. No?
I love Judy anyway. Everybody loved Judy. She was a
most cheerful, most thrilled little girl, really. And she was a little girl then. She was what, 17, will never be again. She was darling and very, very helpful. And I must tell you that she was also preparing herself for her final examinations in high school. At the same time, she was in this big. Okay, we had a little place that was sort of curtained off. That was her schoolroom, and there were 2 chairs and a table in there. Sometimes there was a teacher, and sometimes there wasn't. And she would, as soon as she got through the scene, she always knew every line perfectly, and off she'd go to her classroom and go on with her studies. And then they'd say, "Okay, Judy, come on, we're ready." And she'd come out, and we'd have another scene, and then off she'd go again. Everybody, as I said, loved her. She was the key person in the thing, and she was the star, and she was the most important of all.
People like Snoop Dogg and all those guys, when they get money, do they stay in the hood or do they leave the hood?
I don't know. I only know certain things about Snoop, right? Like he's from Long Beach.
Well, I just mentioned him because I noticed all of these black people who make a lot of money, they pretend to be into the black thing, but when they make a lot of money, they move into the white areas. They don't stay in the black areas.
Well, Nipsey Hussle stayed in the hood.
Where's Nipsey now?
Dead.
I rest my case.
Cut.
So Mom told me that you're only carrying this bag because I bought it for you, but you don't really like it.
Well, no. It's too heavy. And it's just, I think it's ugly.
Major detail of the Fonz was I swore that I would never wear a belt, I would never have cigarettes in my shirt sleeve, because every other actor that's ever done the part has had that. I would never comb my hair. So in the pilot, they had a part where I had to go unsnap the girl's bra in the bathroom, walk to the bathroom.
I used to do that.
Right. walk to the mirror and comb my hair. Now I swore I would never do that. So I figured, all right, I have to listen to the director, and I split the difference. I walked to the mirror, pulled out my comb, and went, hey, put the comb back in, and then that started.
Key to a good relationship is spontaneity. I want you to come in when my friends are there with a suitcase and say, "Ladies, the night's over. Me and Ronnie are going to Mazatlan." So my name is Ronnie. Well, it's Rhonda, but don't call me that unless you're mad at me. I love going out to dinner. It makes me so sad when it's, "Oh, what should we do tonight? Let's just stay at home, have some beef stew." I could cry. I always wake up and the first thing I do is dance because I am fun. Oh, do I smoke? I'm a chain smoker. Do I believe in God? Well, that's no fun. Hey, what are you doing down there? Judging every move I make?
Talk about South Park. How did you get involved with those guys?
Well, those guys were big Primus fans. From what I understood, as they were making the South Park pilot, they would listen to different music, hours, countless hours with crepe paper cut. And, as like dudes do, you put on some music. Well, I don't want to fucking hear that. Trey liked one thing and Matt liked another thing. And the one thing they could agree on, from what I was told, was Primus.
Okay.
So they thought, oh, wow, what if we could get Primus to do this? And we did it. The funny thing is what you hear at the end of the South Park episode is what we actually gave them. It's much slower. One of the greatest guitar parts Lur's ever written. So they got it and they said, hey, wow, we love this is great, but Comedy Central thinks it's too slow. Can you do another version that's faster? And we're like, we're on tour, hey, these guys are not even going to get on television.
My God.
We're just like, just speed it up. So they sped it up, and then it became. They came to one of our shows, and I re-recorded the vocals into a little tape recorder, and they took it back, put it together, and then they took over the world.
Talk about sound.
If you're going out on a date with a guy, probably one of the most important screening questions you can ask him is, do you want to be a cowboy, a knight, a pirate, or a samurai? If he says pirate, expect some dirty, nasty, chaotic energy, fucking just real rascal, tomfoolery, shenanigans, the whole shebang. A knight is going to be your stereotypical good boy, real golden retriever energy. Will fucking have a great relationship with your mom, sweet, flowers, everything like that. Cowboy's going to be a provider for sure, likely to change your oil, very much will fix things around your house or in your apartment, will help you with little crafts that you want to do as well. Cowboys are also solid. Samurais can be really tricky. This is either going to be a guy that is very family-oriented for sure, very very good, very like lawful good. However, it could also be someone that's just nightmarishly addicted to anime.
Of Chaos, the show that's dedicated to shining a spotlight on fascinating people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream because the mainstream continues to disappoint us. Any people like my guest tonight will know, and maybe we'll even talk about it a little bit because he is a pop culture commentator, does live streams, I think at least 4, maybe even 5 times a week, but we're not quite there yet. First, I have to say, Bruce isn't here yet. He's doing laundry across the street because he has his priorities straight. So we're going to get straight into saying what is up to the chat. I see my wonderful and only mod, Vulcan Lives, saying, Happy Thursday, friends. What's up, Vulcan Lives? And also, thank you so much to both Ghost Pepper for gifting the cookie over on Pilled, and Madness Entertainment Group for rating the channel with 4 people. Hello to everybody on Pilled. I am monitoring the chat over there, so if you want to say hi, I will type to you at some point in time when I learn how to multitask, be able to talk and type. I can on a very weaponized ADD day be able to do that, but probably not tonight. Anyway, thank you guys for joining Creative Chaos. If it weren't for you, this show would not be happening. And if it weren't for Flip City Magazine, it also wouldn't be happening. So I've got to do a little bit of promo for my very own special comic satire magazine, much in the tradition of Mad. And we're just going to look at the campaign that we've got going right now. We've got 23 backers, and we're at 34% with 3 weeks, exactly 3 weeks left to go. And I think we might be, if that's 3 weeks, we might be closing it out on a Creative Chaos. And I think that's even scheduled to be a FAFO party. I have to double check my calendar. But anybody that's enjoyed a Flip City FAFO party, you know that we spin that wheel of conspiracy and we read some Flip City content and have lots of laughs with friends that have been on Creative Chaos before. So this is our campaign. We've got $678 for the Parodies Only Special Edition. It's been 5 years in the making, and we're only publishing the best of the best parodies that we've published over the last 5 years. Low bar of entry. You can get a print copy of the Parodies Only for $17, and we've got all kinds of awesome titles, including The Walking Dead, Feral Dixon, Strange Earthlings, and Lord of the Ratings, The Ratings of Horror, Star Trek Retard. We've got The Jerks of Joke Island. If you watch The Curse of Oak Island, this will definitely make you laugh your pants off. And we've got House of the Elon, where Elon Musk teams up with the president of Argentina to fight censorship in Brazil. Boo to censorship, right? And we've got The Walking Dead, the very first parody illustrated by our great parody cartoonist, Ben Sullivan. He hasn't seen the show in a while. Hope he's doing all right. And we've got so much more, like Snarky Ones of the Galaxy, Spudamon, not Halloween again. He demanded more again. That is a story about Pedro Pascal basically demanding the world in his contract negotiations, and weirder. And there's even more, you guys. This is going to be a laugh-packed 80-page full-color glossy magazine. You will not be disappointed that you backed it, especially if you back at the tier where you get the physical magazine and our very first collector's card set. There we go. 11 cards, and the magazine for the low, low price of $35. You can back us exclusively at fundmycomic.com. If you want to get there directly, it's fundmycomic.com/FlipCity27. Thank you, cause. All right. That does that. I'm a woman. I love talking about myself and the things I'm involved in. What is up to Aaron Moriarty checking in over on Rumble? What's up, Aaron? Good to see you out there. Oh my gosh. And also, Carrie is checking in. I don't know if you're over on my channel, Carrie, or Madness Entertainment Group. Either way, welcome. I'm glad to see you. I know it's late where you are. All right. So Bruce did not show up during my rambling pitch. So we're going to get straight into bringing in my guest and his name. And he will correct me. I love when people have uniquely spelled last names because I like to know if I pronounced it correctly because I even searched the internet about it. So my guest tonight, his name is, I didn't paste it in the right place. Jared Liuzzi. And he's a comic book writer and a YouTube host with a subscriber count over 2,000 subscribers. Congratulations on that, Jared. I know it's a grind. He's an appreciator of mythology and superheroes. And right now he's funding his first ever comic publication with his original superhero comic series with issue 1, Athena, the Goddess of Thunder. So let's watch a trailer and we'll meet Jared on the other side.
My home has been invaded, my people slaughtered, and I could not do anything to stop it. Not again. I will not lose another home, another family. I am Princess Lyra of the planet Centragon, Athena, the goddess of thunder, and this is my story.
Jared's not here yet. Jared is here, really. There he is. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is our first meeting, and I meant to say that out loud too. I've never met you before.
You meet people every day on the internet. What can I say?
I enjoy meeting randos on the internet, especially if it's no, I can't say that. I don't like a lot of randos on the internet, but if we're going to live stream together, were you posing for me?
No, I was turning on a ceiling fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
did this podcast already make you sweat?
No, it just got it got hot in here because I entered.
Wink, wink. Stop flirting. I'm a married woman. All right, Jared, how is it going? Very, very nice to meet you.
You too. It's a grind. Yeah, that pretty much summarizes it. Like I was on 2 streams earlier today.
Oh, now what were you on 2 streams to promote your campaign right now, or to do more of like your networking within?
Just all my stuff because normally on Thursdays I stream twice, and I stream pretty much now every day a week, pretty much about a variety of topics, including the many ways DC has pissed me off. And it happens every day.
Okay, so I like controversy on this show when it's fun. I'd love to hear your top 2 reasons. I'm going to give you 2 why they piss you off.
Well, they continue to give Tom King work, so there was that. And they never, because, spoiler alert, my favorite superhero is Wonder Woman. They never treat her with the respect she deserves, despite the fact that she's like one of their like premier superheroes.
Well, you know what's funny, and I was wondering if Wonder Woman was one of your favorite characters because I was, I was kind of browsing your YouTube and I decided to click on one of them, and it was a Wonder Woman video that you
Mhm.
had made. Do you speak on that topic often?
Well, let's see. So on Sundays, I do a show where I highlight different comic book runs about Wonder Woman. On Wednesday, I do a Wonder Woman specific, like 5-minute show. And on Saturdays, I do a show where I talk about Superman and Wonder Woman. So I do a lot of content on that particular character. So yes.
Okay, very good. Interesting, because I don't think I've ever had anybody on, because I think everybody knows comics is very sausage heavy. And nobody has said that Wonder Woman is their favorite.
There are a few of us out there. There are a few of us. We're a rare breed.
Well, and it's interesting too, because your very first comic publication, which is funding now,
Mhm.
is a strong woman character, and you've made your own
Inspired by
universe.
Wonder
It's
Woman.
from what, yeah, it's from what I've gathered.
Yeah.
It's the first in a series.
Yeah,
like
it's
kind of.
first in at a minimum 12 issues that I at least have planned.
Well, normally if my co-host, by the way, he's not my co-host, he's my sidekick.
Okay.
His name's Batman. That's
Oh,
how
okay.
cool I am.
All right, there
Is
you
that
go.
my sidekick is Batman. Just to let you, he'll be here eventually.
Mhm.
And this would normally be the segment where we go into and you get to geek out with him. He's not here yet, so we're going to push that a little bit down the line. So I'm going to actually bump up what we do directly after that and talk a little bit about your campaign. But what I like to do is I like to hear how well developed your elevator pitch is for the book
Ooh.
that you're funding. So have at it, buddy. And this is not a 1,000-floor building like it was last week.
All right. Well, if you enjoy the merging of Greek mythology and superheroes with a female protagonist that goes on a character arc and is not a Mary Sue, you will enjoy Athena, the goddess of thunder.
Boom! That's an elevator pitch, Darren Wagner.
There you go.
Right there.
It's very simple.
All right. Now we can actually get into a little bit of the meat of your project. So, Athena,
Mhm.
God of Thunder, tell us about her.
Well, she comes from a planet called Centrigar. She's the last of her people that have like superpowers because they've all been hunted to extinction by the antagonist in the series named Xerxes. And his plan is that if he gets Athena, her powers will make him invincible. So what happens is that in the last battle, he's invading her castle, and she has to leave the planet to deny him that ability. She flees to Earth and discovers that there's an entire team of heroes that protect people because she started off as like a princess, a very sheltered princess that had like not a care in the world. And then she discovers, okay, wait a minute. So I can use my powers to protect people and actually like fight back against Xerxes. Okay, you know what? I will do that. And then over the course of like the story, she becomes more confident in a superhero, which is why I named her Athena. Because the number one question I get is, why is she named Athena if she can have lightning powers? And I go, that symbolizes the knowledge and the wisdom that she gains throughout the series to become from a sheltered princess into a full-fledged like hero that protects people.
So, as far as her character arc goes, you're calling her a sheltered princess. Now,
Yeah.
does she start from a place of being kind of spoiled and selfish and things like that?
A little bit, not necessarily as like obnoxiously as like Disney sometimes does. It's just she grew up and she didn't really have the concept of like, oh, serving other people. Because I have a scene in like a later issue where like one of my characters is introducing her to the concept of being a superhero, and then Athena goes, and they don't pay you? So she's not used to like going through like to like saving people just for the sake of saving people because that's like the right thing to do. And then she gains that knowledge, and then she essentially like fully embraces her new home and family on Earth.
Okay, fantastic. So she comes to Earth.
Yeah, she comes to Earth, and this is Earth relatively, I would say, if I had to put a year to it, it's like 2035, like future, but not like extreme like Blade Runner future.
Interesting. So what is going on Earth in 2035 in your story?
Well, for one thing, the superhumans, or as I call them, the empowered, have existed on Earth ever since ancient times. It's like the way I kind of do it in my universe is all that ancient aliens, like conspiracy theory stuff, that's real, and that's the superhuman guys. Like all the Greek gods, they were real. One of my characters may or may not be a character from Greek myth who is cursed to like walk the earth for all time until he pays off a debt. So it's like I'm bringing a lot of different, because the thing that like I really like loved is mythology and like DC. So I figured when I was putting this together, how do I marry them together? And like, because DC more than Marvel is more of the publisher that like leans in heavily into these are gods amongst men essentially. So I figured that those were the ones that would be the most like easy to like combine together.
Okay, so for you, Jared, which came first? This is a very chicken or egg scenario. Mythology or DC?
In terms of in general or for me?
Like, yeah, for you, for your life. Like, which did you get, were you interested in first?
DC, because what had happened was my dad had shown me the Christopher Reeve movie, so the Superman movie. So I watched that. I watched Batman. I watched the Justice League cartoon, and then obviously I saw movies like Clash of the Titans, and that was like my introductory to like the gods and such. And I thought, okay, I like this basic concept of like these beings that have these uber powers, but they protect people. And then adding on to that, I also had taken a liking to the DC movies by Zack Snyder, and he really like leaned in on these are gods amongst like men. So it was like I kind of gravitated more toward like which of the god like character. And that's also why I became more of like a Wonder Woman fan as well, because which DC character really weighs in on Greek mythology.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. And this is a perfect segue into bringing in my sidekick, the Batman. We don't have a stinger for you, Batman. You came too late.
That's quite all right. I got it. Listen, this is a whole new world for me now. I'm a single man living on my own. I have to do my own laundry now. Well, I've always done my own laundry, but
well, I said at the beginning of the show that you have your priorities straight.
Yeah, I got look. If I don't have clean undies, I'm wearing dirty ones, and I really don't like wearing dirty undies.
I'm not wearing underwear at all.
No one does.
Jared going commando. Hey, Bruce, it is actually a perfect time for you to pop in, because I did want to get into fanboy for us, because Jared's already fanboying out on me, and I'm like, I'm so nervous. I don't know how to deal with this.
No worries, no worries. I was listening while I was trying to log in, and I appreciate that he's a DC guy before Marvel.
Oh yeah, I like both. I like both, but DC has been like my home for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I love both. I'm a big Daredevil fan. I'm a big
Smart man.
Wolverine fan.
All right, I like it.
I love the old school stuff. So the Kirby, the
oh my goodness,
Lost Connection.
That was a very quick Lost Connection. He didn't even like stutter or anything.
Yeah, I know. It's like all of a sudden out of nowhere. The Joker. It's the Joker's fault.
Makes sense.
There you go.
All right.
There we go. I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know where I left off, but Wolverine, Daredevil, the early stuff. Go back to Kirby and Ramita and trying to think of the old Chris Claremont's X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so this is the stuff that I really like gravitated towards. So I was big into the independents as well, which is why Christy and I gel so well. She brings in the interviewees, and I try and help her out as much as I can with the comic book end of things because that's where my forte lies.
And we make a great team, Batman. I love having you as my sidekick. Can we get into fanboys and the
Yes,
rest
we
of the guys, or are we
absolutely
already
can.
geeking out? All
We
right, let's do it.
absolutely can.
Let's do it.
All right. I forgot we had to do the stinger. I was already starting to talk. Okay, so the way this works, Jared, is we want to get to know you the best way we can. And in order to do so, we're going to ask you a series of favorite questions.
All right.
Your favorite this, your favorite that, and just want you to come off the top of your head with your first answer, because usually the first answer is always the right one.
Yep.
We're going to start with your favorite movie.
Okay, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour cut of Justice League. I feel like, particularly, again, like I said before, I'm a big fan of when DC leans in on them being like gods amongst mortals and like gods protecting people. So with that movie like really weighing in on that, I really gel with that movie.
Excellent. Have you ever met Michael Uslan?
No, I have not. I would like to, though.
I have actually interviewed him on my old show probably about 3 years ago, and it's still up on YouTube. You can catch that on Nerds in a Bar, and you can look up Michael Uslan interview. We got to sit with him for like 2 hours and pick his brains, and we boiled it down to 30 minutes. He was amazing. But I agree with you on the Zack Snyder, the 4-hour. Like I had to go to the bathroom a couple of times in between, so it was nice to have it at home and just go pause.
And it's divided into chapters, so there you go.
Exactly. It was really good. I do appreciate the Zack Snyder. Do you know why he didn't finish it the first time around?
What had happened was, so he did Batman versus Superman, which was divisive, but if you watch the extended cut, as is the story with most Zack Snyder movies, if you watch the extended cuts, they're way better. But what happened is that people started to complain that like it was too dark and stuff, and I go, it's a Batman movie, but regardless. So what had happened was Warner Brothers panicked. And what they did is, so at the same time as they're putting pressure on Zack, his daughter takes her own life. So he had to step back and do that. And then they brought in Joss Whedon to complete the reshoots. They said to do connective tissue, but it turns out he reshot like half the movie. So 3 years later, after the Whedon cut bombed, and they still blamed Zack for like that movie bombing. 3 years after that, they get announced that like, hey, on HBO Max, we're going to release the 4-hour cut. Coincidentally, that movie, the other reason why that's my favorite movie, that inspired me to start my channel.
Nice. Very nice. Very cool. So I appreciate that. Zack Snyder, 4-hour cut for sure. I was appreciative of the fact that you knew that his daughter committed suicide.
Yeah.
It was pretty sad. As a matter of fact, both his wife and he were working on the movie together when their daughter did that, and they both had to come back off the movie. And Joss Whedon screwed the pooch, as we say. So
he's known on my channel. He's known as He Who Must Not Be Named.
Okay, so He Who Must Not Be Named is a real PUD.
Yeah, he is.
POS. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Let's get on to your favorite. Now, this is any genre except movies and TV shows. Your favorite artist. So I'm talking like any medium. Who is your favorite artist and why?
Well, if you're talking comic books, that would be Alex Ross, because the man, and you could take any panel, literally any panel the man draws, and you could just blow it up, put it on your wall. It's a freaking painting. Right there.
It is. Yep. He's amazing. Very cool. Very cool. I appreciate that.
It's mostly Alex Ross. I'm a man of the classics.
As am I. And you're probably half my age.
Yeah, it's just what happens. I got into comics with all the modern stuff, but then I wanted to go back and see like what's the legacy of these different characters, like Chris Claremont's X-Men, and I was like, and I love the old stuff way more than the new stuff. Let me put it that, particularly in terms of Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah. I got to be honest with you, I haven't collected probably in about 20 years. I actually stopped collecting comics. And I only will dabble here and there
Mm-hmm.
periodically. And I just got my hands on the first 10 issues of the Marvel Red Band Werewolf by Night.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't read it yet, haven't even cracked the plastic. So I want to dive into those, but I need time. And right now I'm still in the middle of cleaning out my house as I just settled my divorce. Yay!
Heck yeah.
And I'm trying to like keep all my collectibles and comics and everything along with my clothes.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Next favorite. What is your favorite food?
Pizza, 100% pizza. You you give me a pizza on a nice day, and I am set for life.
Gotcha. Okay. What
Until
about
you get
desserts?
hungry again.
Dessert, oh god, there's so many. Ice cream, probably chocolate chip ice cream. I would say is like my
Okay.
favorite. That's the one I can go for forever.
Gotcha. All right. Now, I don't know if you drink alcohol of any kind, but I'm asking you for your favorite drink, and it can be alcoholic and or non-alcoholic.
Coffee, probably coffee. I need that for like my day job in streaming 7 days a week. So
Your
The
job
man
is
grinds.
so your job is streaming 7 days a
no,
week?
no. My job, I have a job on the side. The streaming, at least for right now, is just like a fun hobby I do.
Got it. Got it. So you're saying that the job supplements your hobby.
Yeah.
That works. Very good. All right. And the next question. Favorite any genre now, it doesn't matter. Favorite character.
Oh God, favorite. Okay, if I'm gonna go with favorite video game character, it's Master Chief from Halo. Favorite movie character is probably, if I have to pick, man, that's so tough. There's so many of them. John Connor from Terminator. If I have to pick favorite comic book character, it's Wonder Woman.
Really?
I am a rare breed. I am a rare breed.
We already went over that while you were doing your laundry.
Okay, well, I missed the Wonder Woman gimmick, so I will have to go back to that. So, favorite character is Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Which version of Wonder Woman? How far back do you like? You like your favorite?
George Perez.
Ooh, good choice. Yep.
That's the foundation upon which everything else, at least as far as like Flashpoint, is built.
Well, George Perez is the one who kind of established,
yep,
the Wonder Woman mythos that is now considered canon. So yes, I would agree with that 100%. Very cool. All right, and now we're going to touch on your favorite music, favorite band.
Oh God, there's so many.
Roll through them. Go for it.
Evanescence, Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park. For favorite music artist is like anyone that does like film scores, because I listen to film scores like a lot. Either when I'm writing, because it helps me like imagine like how is this looking if this were to be adapted, or like imagining how like this would look at this for a movie. And yeah, I would say Evanescence and Breaking Benjamin are the ones that I listen to the most.
Okay, so now you mentioned movie scores, so I'm going to throw a name out at you, and I'm going to give you a situation.
Okay.
Danny Elfman before Batman with Oingo Boingo, or after Batman movie scores and others?
After Batman. Those are the ones I'm the most like I'm familiar with.
Okay, I grew up on Oingo Boingo, so for me, I liked his early stuff, but I also love his latter stuff too, where he got away from Oingo Boingo and he did the movie scores. So very cool, very cool.
He is a fantastic composer.
He is.
Who would have thought? When you were back watching what was the movie they did? Oingo Boingo, back in the day. I can't remember the name.
I can't remember them being in a movie.
It was a movie Oingo Boingo made before they were Oingo Boingo. Danny Elfman made. I forget what. I watched it so many times with an ex-boyfriend back then.
Forbidden Zone.
Forbidden
Forbidden
Zone.
Zone,
Watch
1980.
it, girl.
Wow.
If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's
And
so
it's even
weird.
got its own soundtrack.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have to both check that out, Jared. We're going to have to both check that out. Very cool. All right. So that concludes Fanboy for us. And I'm going to pause my camera and my mic because I have to go back over and pick up my laundry before the laundromat closes. So I got to
See you in a minute.
I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes.
I can't wait to see you folding your laundry live. This is going to be like one of the most like exciting creative chaoses we've ever had.
You get to see all my fun underpants.
Oh, there you go.
I can imagine you have them too.
Oh, I do. I have several. All
There
right.
you
Jared, thank you so much. Love listening to you. I'm going to listen on pill.net as I run across the street to my laundromat. So please carry on.
Also, only because Bruce brought it up, major shout out to pill.net, the freest speech platform there is in streaming. Pill.net, we love you. And hello to everybody that's watching us over there. We really appreciate you. So, Jared.
You okay?
Huh? Are you asking if I'm okay?
No, I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. I wish you would have asked if I was okay. I don't know if I am. For some reason, Cosmic Grandpa is saying underoos because we're talking about Bruce's underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have underoos?
No,
Jared?
I don't. No.
Okay. Like I said, I wasn't wearing underwear earlier.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Certainly feels like it.
Oh, and I also see that Eric in Boyd Art says, I recall that one. It was weird. Forbidden Zone. Yeah, I watched it way too many times, way back in the day. I think that was like early 2000s. Thank you, Eric, for asking if I'm okay. I am absolutely okay. I'm here with a wonderful guest, Jared, that I've never met before. I love meeting new people, especially when they are creating their very first independent project. Jared, walk us through why you decided to walk into this nightmare of independently publishing.
Yeah. So what it was is when I got into comics, I started to look into, okay, so I'm like, okay, so let me ask this. So I was like, so let me look at like how Wonder Woman is treated, because she's not treated well at all. Even though they label her as like the third member of the Trinity, she's like one of the most important. They don't treat her with any amount of respect. So I looked at it, and I started to notice a pattern. And then it's like the current run like continues to utterly piss me off. So that was like the final nail in the coffin, where I was basically like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna try it myself. I might, at the very least, I could say I tried. So I started to think, how would I do like a Wonder Woman like character to show that to basically show that you can do a character of this stature, of this power level per se, and do it well in a way and make her relatable. Because that's what a lot of these writers fail to all the time. They make these characters too relatable, and then what that leads to is that they stop feeling like those characters.
They make them too relatable?
Well, it's like, let me rephrase. In their attempt to make them relatable, they give them characteristics that these characters have never had before, and it's like that goes completely against who they are. So I'm like, that's not the way Wonder Woman would say that. That's not the way Superman would do this. And they're like, well, I'm trying to make him relatable, and I go, no, you're just a crappy writer. That's what you are.
All right, now how do you? Oh, well, actually, tell us more about you and creating this comic because that was something I was not quite clear on when I was scrolling your Kickstarter campaign.
Mhm.
Was are you the writer and artist, or did you hire an
No,
artist?
I partnered with my friend Dawson. He did all the art. I did all the writing. And I want to emphasize something. The book is 100% drawn, so it's not like as soon as the campaign ends, you got to wait like a couple of months in order for the book to be drawn. It's done.
That's
That was
it's
one of the
you
things that I
so much.
really want. That was one of the things I really wanted to emphasize because I'm like, okay, I didn't want people. I want the time from campaign end to you're holding the book in your hands to be the least amount of time possible. So because I've backed a lot of campaigns where all of a sudden where like they'll show up like in one case years down the line, then I'll forget I ever like backed this. I'm like, why am I receiving a comic? Oh, okay.
Now, was that a pleasant surprise or did it piss you off?
Both, because I'm like, while it's like Christmas, but it's like Christmas that came years later. So I'm like, the hell, man? But like with that. And the cool thing about Dawson and my partnership is, so we like all the same stuff, and we were such in creative sync that whenever he would like turn in art to like say here's what I did, it's always exactly what I had in my head, like to a T. I never had to send it back to him and say, can you redo this? Can you redo this? Everything was like perfect.
Okay, tell us more about Dawson and your relationship because that is phenomenal. And I think probably a unique story in
Yeah.
like, especially doing your first one.
Yeah, so what happened was, so I have been doing the YouTube channel for about a year or two, and I started having a lot of guests on. Dawson was one of them because he was a fellow content creator, particularly around the DC movie space. So I had him on the podcast a couple of times, and then this was around the time that I was starting to come up with plans for a comic book, and then and then he offered. He goes, "Hey, if you need an artist, I'd love to do it with you." And I was like, "Okay," because that was the last thing I needed. I needed an artist, so I was like, "Okay, there you go. I finally have what I need." So
That
we,
is rad. Do you feel blessed
oh
that
yeah,
that happened?
100%, 100%, and he gets he gets exactly the tone and the way the characters look and feel. He gets 100% what I'm going for.
That is I'm glad that you have realized your blessings and
Mhm.
you feel the blessings because that kind of stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Especially with first time people that want to publish. Like a lot of people get screwed in
Yeah.
this space, so uh so with that relationship developing and everything, was it like you had an idea and when he came to you saying, "Hey, if you ever need an artist, I'm here for you,"
Yeah,
then you
essentially.
decided to move forward, or
Yeah.
were you already writing?
So I had a rough idea on what the story was going to be because I have the entire series planned out roughly, and the first like 4 issues written. A few of them just need to be edited. But what happened was, so when he came on board, that was like the last like sign that hey, go for move ahead with this because now you have literally everything you need to actually make this a reality. So Dawson, the first thing Dawson and I did was go deep into character designing. And one of the things that I don't want to say struggle, but one of the things that we really want to emphasize because we want people to be able to perceive who each of these characters is homaging, but not be a ripoff. And that is 100% like a balancing act that like a lot of indie creators do because everyone in some ways inspired by like DC or Marvel or Independence or anything like that. But you don't want it to be like a ripoff on the character.
Right. And I am going to read this one out
Mhm.
loud because I love compliments. So Eric Boyd says, "Good price points on Jared's Athena. I've been burned out on seeing comic campaigns being pushed so much and not being able to afford them.
Yeah, and one of the things that like Kickstarter does is that they add on the shipping later, so it's like so that's kind of what I was dealing with. That's what I was advised to do. So I'm like, oh, okay, there you go. I'll just roll with that. But yeah, I wanted it to be because it. It's like 28 pages. I don't need like to like charge someone like an arm and a leg to support my comic book. Like too many creators do that, and I'm like, bro, you just, if I'm buying like a floppy length comic book, I don't want to spend like $35 to $50 on it. I don't care who's writing it.
Makes sense. And you guys, I'm gonna drop the link again here right now. Jared, I don't know if you know this or not. We don't scroll campaigns on this channel. Not a huge deal. Everybody does it. And also, go click the link. It is in the description of the video below. And I'm also dropping the link into all the chats. So you guys go check out Jared's book and back it, just like Eric said. It's an affordable book, everybody.
I'm
And
going for like it's my first project. I really want to get it out there, get a name for myself, and real because I got because here's the thing. I came to a like revelation like when I was going through this. It's like this is like, for lack of a better term, my dream. It's like this is something I've always wanted to do. Is like have a comic book that like I could say I did that, I wrote that. So it's like this is like my dream realized.
yeah, so and you can tell me if I'm overstepping my bounds here. But I super would, because we were just talking about Dawson and
Yeah.
what a great artist he is and what a great partnership you guys have. Have you guys, did you get lucky enough to kind of like score an artist like kind of on spec? Like, let's see how this does, or have you paid him already?
I paid him
Everything
already.
he's
I
worth.
made sure to pay him already.
Well, you are a fantastic man.
Yeah, because it's like I wanted him to be able to like to like say, okay, I paid him, it's all good and stuff. What I did is I paid him in installments. Where like he does like 5 pages, I pay him for 5 pages. He does 5 more pages, I pay him for 5 pages, and then
It's
eventually
fair.
I had a finished comic book.
Yeah, it's fair. And you heard the man at least 2 or 3 times now. It is a finished comic book.
It's done. I have the PDFs on my computer right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jared, your time's up, brother. Now you're all mine, and I'm putting you through the ringer.
Oh boy.
So your time's not really up.
Oh yeah.
You're just stuck as we
Okay.
go through our segments. Are you ready
Oh
for
yeah.
our very first segment? You'll probably like this one too. It's called Mansplain. This is where you get to mansplain to me, and I don't give you shit about it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well,
What a breath of fresh air.
That's what I want Creative Chaos to be, because I know that you guys, I personally love men. I like really love them. You know, I had a strong, wonderful father, a strong, wonderful husband, and so like I have no problem with men. And we know men are shat on this day, in this day and age, in the Western world. I want it to be a breath of fresh air on Creative Chaos. So you get to mansplain to me, and we're gonna get into that segment right now because I got a question for you.
Okay.
You see, when someone lacks the brain power to thoughtfully navigate their way through a subject or idea, they need it to be explained to them, preferably by a man.
I love Awakens with JP.
Who doesn't?
That man is so hilarious.
He is very funny, and he's obviously built himself a very nice brand.
Mhm.
All right. So I don't know if I made it quite clear, but I think we did, especially when Batman came in, that I am not in the circles of like knowing all the geek culture and everything. You obviously are. And
Mhm.
you had mentioned something earlier about the Trinity and
Okay.
and Wonder Woman being part of it. Like, what's the Trinity? And tell me more why they've been treating the second part. Tell
Yeah.
me why and how they've been treating Wonder Woman so poorly in it.
Yeah, so the Trinity is basically the three characters in DC that that are like the ideals. Like these are who everyone strives to be, and that's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Now, I always say the reason why this works is because Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, all three of them represent a different component of being a superhero. Superman's hope, Wonder Woman's truth, Batman's justice. Now here's the thing though. That arrangement makes Wonder Woman the most important of the Trinity. Not Batman, not Superman, Wonder Woman, because you can't have justice unless there is truth, and you can't be and being hopeful involves some element of truth. So if everything revolves around truth, ipso facto, Wonder Woman is the most important. Now, why DC doesn't treat her as such, there's a variety of reasons. Number one, too many writers see her as the warrior first. And it doesn't help that you have like a lot of bad stories that have emphasized her as more like the brutal Xena warrior princess type character that has stab you and for like nothing, or like a man hating, like some writers have put her in there. So it's like that's part of it. The other thing is like DC doesn't it's partly also because, as you mentioned earlier, DC's comic books are kind of a sausage club, and it's like most of the guys don't want to write the girl character. So it's
Are you
like,
sure about that? Is that really the true thing? Like
a lot of writers, because it's like because here's the thing, according to like a contract that they have with the Marston estate, they have to publish Wonder Woman comics like a certain number per year, so they're obligated unless because if they don't, the copyright for Wonder Woman reverts back to the family, so they have to maintain this. So they see Wonder Woman more as like an obligation, like we have to publish her books, otherwise we lose the rights to the character. It's not like we're gonna put our best creatives on there. They used to, and that's how we got like George Perez on the book, because he is like George Perez, Greg Rucka, Phil Jimenez. There was a period after Crisis on Infinite Earths, in other words, from the 80s till like 2010s, when like it was great run after great run after great run after great run for Wonder Woman. But suddenly, after like that time period, they started putting either people that didn't care about Wonder Woman or didn't know enough about her on the character, and she has suffered ever since.
You know, that is an absolute bummer. I mean, especially when you kind of like put it in perspective of Wonder Woman being like the tip of the pyramid.
Yeah.
You know,
He is.
like that's a lot of fucking respect. And you have been, creating your own woman character with the book that you're funding right now, Athena, Goddess of Thunder. And I'd like to know, mansplain to me, sir, how you can write a woman.
Well, it's really simple. I write a character. Like there are certain storylines and arcs that are universal. Because here's the thing: she's not going to go into gender politics, so I don't have to worry about that.
But isn't she going to have her period?
No. All it is okay. I forgot. I missed the meeting when a superhero punching a supervillain in the face was a gender studies topic. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? She's just gonna punch. She's gonna attack a supervillain. That's the thing I'm writing. I'm pretty sure everyone can write that.
Yeah, very, very, very good point. And hold on, because I know you're so freaking dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been a lot of like gender study type of things like in comics?
Oh boy. Okay.
And give me the most egregious example.
Oh, there's like so many. How about I give you three?
All right, fine.
All right. So 2016, Marvel did what's called all new, all different, where basically they replaced all of their main characters. And this is when the Marvel movies were really picking up, by the way. So this shows the level of stupidity that Marvel had.
I'm sorry, Jared. I have to interrupt you.
Yeah.
All new, all what?
All different. That's what it was
Okay, and
called.
wait, hold on. And they publish that like as a tagline,
Yeah,
or
it was a publishing initiative. So what happened was Iron Man all of a sudden was replaced by a black woman named Riri Williams, who was like one of the worst characters ever. Thor was replaced by Jane Foster because they changed the lore, so Thor is not his name; it's a mantle. And I go, that's his name.
A mantle.
That's his name. Because Marvel had this stupid idea that the fans will buy it no matter who's on the book, because they're buying Thor books, they're buying Iron Man, which I'm like, nope, that has proven to be false every single time. So there was that, and then they have a character named Mockingbird who, in a panel, wore a shirt that said, "Ask me about my feminist agenda."
No! Oh God! Knife to the heart.
I know. And then that's 2. So then 3. It's mostly Marvel examples because DC is pretty good at avoiding this, but when Carol Danvers became Captain Marvel, she went from being like a confident woman in like a hot bikini suit or like a one-piece swimsuit, and she was powerful, she was confident and such. Then she went into like short hair with like a little mohawk, and she was like the most
I'm sure a masculine bodied build too.
Oh yeah, exactly. There was a time where they basically drew her androgynous, and I'm like, she's Carol Danvers. What? And that's also why I'm more of a DC fan, because DC for some reason has a better handle on their writers doing stuff like that. That it still slips through, but it's less egregious than like, let's say, like Marvel replacing all their characters when their movies are picking up. So literally, you had people going to the comic book store going, okay, I saw a Thor movie, I will take a Thor comic. Who's this girl? I wonder how many people walked out of the comic book store after that. I'm pretty sure it's a lot.
I'd like to have the fantasy, and I know it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they did walk out of the comic book store, but here's the fantasy that I'd love if it were true. They just walked to the independent space.
I'm sure they did.
They did. No, they didn't. They didn't.
I'm sure some people were like, okay, you know what? If Marvel's not going to do this, who's that Superman? Or who's Spawn? Who's that Witchblade character over there? I'm going to go check them out because they're there.
In all reality, I'm sure there's an amount of people that do it. My best guess would be maybe, and I think I'm being generous in this, maybe 20% of people would do that. Maybe.
I would say so.
But that seems generous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what? Since you're in mansplain right now, mansplain to me like what you believe is like the importance of independent media right now.
Well, for one thing, you need alternatives. You need again on that, you need alternatives because if people are going to be like blacklisted in some cases from like participating in the conversation in terms of like publishing comics, being able to write comics, then guess what? You need alternatives. Luckily, we're living in a day and age when it's complicated, it's tough, but the ability to write, draw, and publish a comic book is more accessible than it was, let's say, even 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Oh, so, absolutely.
Yeah, so like it's very important that these alternatives exist, because again, it's like with mine. I'm like, if you hate the way Wonder Woman is being handled nowadays, hey, here's a cool alternative from someone that loves the character.
completely makes sense. And I think you have sufficient, I think even more than sufficiently mansplained to me.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, Jared, you did not make my eyes glass over because you're so freaking passionate
Mhm.
about it. Because occasionally in mansplain, it gets a little too heavy.
Mhm. I
And
hear
that
you.
brings us to my next segment,
All right.
where things often get heavy. And I love that you brought up ancient aliens because I have no freaking clue if you're a conspiracy theorist or not.
Not
It
really.
does not matter because I shove you into the conspiracy corner anyway.
Okay.
All right. So, cause if we can bring up the stinger for conspiracy corner, I'll put on my tinfoil hat and see Jared on the other side.
I wanna live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those were aliens.
All
That
right.
took me longer than expected. But
All right.
I never put my headphones over. Huh. This will be interesting. All right. Ooh, I'm echoing in my own head now. That's what happens when you don't wear the tinfoil hat.
There you go.
Which, by the way, Jared, you know this is aluminum foil, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, all right. Tinfoil's too expensive these days.
Mhm.
Trump!
Oh boy.
Anyway, all right, so we are now in Conspiracy Corner. This is where this is my favorite way to get to know guests because I actually am kind of a conspiracy theorist. And we have this awesome wheel. So I'm gonna have Kaz bring up the wheel, and I'm gonna lady splain. This is where I get to lady splain to you. There's
Okay.
all these topics on here. All right. We get to spin the wheel 3 times, and you can choose to stay with topic 1 or topic 2. But if you want to kind of press your luck, you might get a whammy, but who cares? You're stuck with the 3rd topic that you spin on. This
Okay.
is why I love having writers on, though, is even if you don't know anything about the 3rd topic, if you chose to keep spinning, you just kind of talk out your butt.
Oh, I can do that.
I kind of gathered that, Jared.
I went through school doing that.
All right, good. So, if you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, I don't know, you bedazzle them with your bullshit. Something like that. That was a piece of advice my mother gave me when I was young.
There you go.
Anyway, so are you ready? You understand how the wheel
Yep.
works?
Yep.
You ready to spin it?
All right, let's spin it.
All right, Cosmic, spin the wheel. Oh, the Philadelphia experiment. Do you know anything about this?
Nope, I do not.
Oh man, that's a rabbit hole.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm assuming you'd like to spin again.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Basically, it's hidden knowledge. I can imagine that you've done a little bit of research into this for your book.
In terms of like mythology, sure.
Okay. Do you know anything about occult knowledge? Oh, here's the other thing, too, Jared. You can say a couple few sentences, a paragraph about a thing, and choose to spin again. if you want.
You know what? I'm feeling crazy. I'll go for a third spin.
All right. Let's give him Tartaria, something he knows nothing about, I guarantee you.
All right, that's what I can do.
Okay, possession and exorcism. I love that you stuck with that topic. I just have to say that Bruce checked in over on Build saying what I meant to say. It basically he's mansplaining to me via comments saying, if you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, baffle them with your bullshit.
Okay.
He's my mom's age.
Ah, there you go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, cuz. All right, so that was possession and exorcism. Tell us about it.
Well, it's the idea that you have these like creatures that will like obviously puppeteer you around throughout. Like you could be asleep, then all of a sudden you'll wake up.
As a human?
It could be a human. It could not be a human.
No,
Who
no,
knows?
no. Us as humans are
Us
being
as humans, yes,
puppeteered.
we are being possessed essentially, and it's like you could wake up tired the next day, and and you're wondering, I was sleeping. How am I waking up tired? And then it turns out that like a spirit was inhabiting your body and puppeteering you, like doing things like going out, maybe fighting people, committing crimes. It could be anything, and then you come home, and then it releases you, and then you have no memory of the incident happening. All you remember is you walk downstairs to maybe grab some coffee, and you're sore, and you're like, the hell happened? I was sleeping in my bed.
That sounds like getting old. Like I've
It's
experienced
one
that
thing.
many times.
Yeah, well, that's one thing, but it's like, but here's the thing though. You have there are signs that like you've been like outside over the course of the night, like maybe there's some dirt under your fingernails and such, and you're like, when did I get dirt under my fingernails? And all of a sudden, people are like, "Yo, Jared, I saw you last night, late at night, going after like crime people or something like that," and I'm like, I have no memory of that happening.
So it's happened to you?
No, it hasn't.
Damn it, Jared! You were supposed to just run with it.
Well, it may or may not. I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny. So
I don't think, so here's the thing. When I made the conspiracy wheel, I do love making it as open-ended as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for proving my point.
Now, it may not, it may be a spirit, or it may be an alien from another planet that's just inhabiting your body. Who knows?
If you were to choose one,
I'd say
which would it be?
aliens. I'd say aliens.
Do you believe that aliens exist?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no way when you look up at the night sky, it's like, oh yeah, our planet of all the planets out there is the only one that has life on it.
Interesting. Yeah. But have you ever had, okay, let me ask you this, because you were so short and concise about possession and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Conspiracy Corner. Oh, other thing, and Vulcan Lives, my wonderful mod knows this. Conspiracy Corner is very freaking fluid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a decent amount of people have had some kind of weird experience in their life. Do you have one? And if you do, I want to hear it.
Let's see. I used to have this occurrence where like I'd be like playing Xbox, I have my headphone on. All of a sudden, I hear people calling my name somewhere, and I'm like, "The hell was that?" And then I would go back, put my headphones back on, and then it would happen again, and then it sounds like it's coming from like my living room. I go down there, there's nothing there, so I'm like, well, that's odd. Anyway, I'm gonna go play Halo now. That's my priorities. That's my priorities. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's weird. All right. Stop interrupting my game. Shut up.
Yeah, kind of just like Bruce doing his laundry, and he's never come back.
Yeah,
Didn't he say 5 minutes?
5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because you hear of things of high strangeness,
hmm
and you know it's just basically strange things that happen in people's life. Jared, yours is low strangeness.
Good. I don't need a lot of strangeness in my life.
It's funny because I actually do think, when it comes to paranormal and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff, you invite things in. And me and my husband both have been like, we don't need nor want those experiences.
That's why I don't go and see any of those like demonic possession movies or anything like that, because I don't want even that to open the door. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it can exist. Fine, you go exist over there. I'm good here. I
Yeah.
don't need to pee my pants on
Yeah,
a
exactly.
weekly basis. All right, very good. Jared, you did a fantastic job. Which, by the way, Vulcan Lives does say, yeah, he is nailing the segments tonight.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I absolutely agree. That's the thing about bringing people on that I don't know very well, and I just research them based on their social media profiles and see what I can find. Jared, by the way, you can do a better job like pushing your book on your social media.
I
Just
know.
to
I
let you
need
know.
to. I need to. I need
I
to.
know. And I understand. I understand. I've had many people on this show. And it takes freaking experience. And it
Mhm.
hurts, because it feels kind of egotistical things like that. I don't know what your issue is. I know what my issue is.
Time.
Oh, time?
Yeah, it's like I work like from from the morning until the afternoon. Then I do promo whenever I can, and then it's like I'm also doing all my streaming. So it's like there's like a certain amount of time where I'm like,
I'm glad you didn't call me with that voice. I would
no.
have I would have been like, "No, you may not come on Creative Chaos." All right. So let me take my tinfoil hat off and get my headphones back on so I can hear you. Because that concludes our segment of Creative Chaos's Conspiracy Corner, and we're getting into our very final segment. Don't be scared. We're just branding you.
Okay.
Okay? It's just a Flip City brand. It's a fun, cute brand. Not any kind of weird sex cult brand.
Oh, okay, good. That's what I was concerned about.
Even though I've been talking about me not wearing underwear all night, but Christy, stop. Okay. This is where you do a live read, and I've picked something out very
Oh,
special
gosh.
for you.
All right.
And then after you're done, you're Flipsy branded, and the brand comes with a very exclusive invitation back to the Flip City Fafo streams where we spin the wheel of conspiracy, read Flip City content, and talk about Flip City all night, because then it's all about me.
All right.
And all our Flip City guys. All right, so we don't actually have a stinger for this. I don't think I'm ever going to create a stinger for it because that's too much pressure. So we're basically in the segment. I see Bruce's back, but I can't hear him. At least I heard a ding in my ear. Oh, you might have brought the woo-woo to me, Jared, about hearing things that weren't there.
Oh, no.
Bruce is
What have I done?
Exactly. Jared, how dare you? I don't care. I'm branding you, and then you're not invited back to my All right, here we go. So I chose a very special thing because I know you're way into superheroes, and Flip City Magazine is a comic satire, and I hope you will enjoy this next live read. It is what superhero super how I'm sorry. how superheroes could be saving the world. So, Jared, the way this works is I'm going to read you in after this next slide where you get to choose the one you want to read. So,
Okay.
Cause, go ahead and click it. You've got Plastic Man, Invisible Woman, Superman, or The Punisher.
I'll take the Punisher.
All right. He's taken the Punisher, you guys. I'm going to read him in, and then we'll click over to the Punisher. Jared, when that slide comes up, you will just read it, and then you're branded. Super easy peasy. Here we go. These days, Superman would rather be snuggling young boys while Batman explores his emotions. But just imagine, with a little creativity and half-decent writers, how superheroes could be saving the world.
When the Punisher gets his law degree and an appointment to the bench, it's curtains for liberal bleeding hearts, and crooks won't get another inch. No more lenient sentences, early release, and low bail, as he proposes electrocution and lethal injection as alternatives to jail. With gallows and guillotines at his disposal, slaps on the wrist are now a thing of the past. Even firing squads are on the table, as classic capital punishment is back at last, delivering devastating sentences to endless smug, unrepentant perps. His courtroom dishes out sweet justice and a 100% conviction rate of criminal twerps.
Yes! Sounds good to me, Jared. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for reading some Flip City content. And does that not sound too bad to you?
I would read that comic, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I would read that Punisher comic.
Well, how much do you know about? Because I don't know much about the Punisher.
A good
I
portion.
mean, isn't that his
fact.
thing?
Well, so here's the thing. So that's another character Marvel severely screwed up because of January 6th. Because one guy had a Punisher logo on his cap when he went to the Capitol. So Marvel was like, okay, Jason Aaron, we need you to ruin the Punisher. So what happened is, changed his logo. All of a sudden, Punisher was retconned to be like, he was like a psychopath when he came out of the military. He struggled with PTSD. His family was going to kill him. Was going to actually leave him. And then they got killed and he became the Punisher. Because apparently people misinterpreted what the Punisher actually was. He's like, okay, justice won't happen. I'm going to take justice into my own hands. He's not just going to murder everyone, but no, that's what people that don't understand this character or firearms. That's the problem with how I was just on a show earlier today talking about how like there's no intellectual diversity. Oh, there you go. But that's the problem there. It's like you have people that don't understand the Punisher writing the Punisher, or people that don't understand Wonder Woman or Superman that don't understand what these characters are. Oh, nice. That's the chief problem.
I really do love, Bruce, that you are folding your undies live. Like I said, this is going to be. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
God damn it.
I think Bruce needs to stand in front of the bench where the Punisher is the
Chris Hansen walks on screen all of a sudden.
This is like way more distracting than I thought it would be. Anyway, Jared, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have been a phenomenal guest.
Thank you.
And especially thank you so much for allowing me to brand you in a very non-sexual way.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and then Cosmic Grandpa says, if you stuck around to the end, this is your reward.
All right, I'll take it.
He's got another banana. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't even. It was a hot dog last time.
Yeah.
Damn, Bruce. You know, I know you love the ladies, and I know you hang out with the ladies. Multiple of them. You dirty dog. All right, so we're going to close it out for tonight. Again, thank you so much, Jared, for being here. Tell everybody what you'd love them to do, and it could be a couple things.
Well, come to Comics League, where I'm live pretty much every day, or I upload every day, where like it's just a bunch of people sitting around talking about how much we love comics. And it's fun entertainment where here's a novel idea I invented. It's an invention I branded. It's called being able to have a disagreement and not being an asshole about it. I know, a new invention that's never existed on the internet before.
Well, I mean, you guys have to be a little bit of assholes to make it.
Of course. Like to give you an idea, one of my things that like defines me on the internet is that I hate Lois Lane as a character, and my co-host loves Lois and Superman together because I'm more of like Superman should be with Wonder Woman and not Lois. But so we always butt heads. In fact, at the end of the show, my like send off is Lois Lane is Lois lame. And that always gets under his skin, and I do it because he gives me such hilarious reactions every time I do it. And then obviously I love you guys to back Athena so I can make this comic book.
Bam. And I also dropped that into the chats. And for anybody that happens to watch a live stream after the fact, which, by the way, does that happen very often? I have no idea because I don't care that much. But anybody watching this after the fact, not looking at the chat, the link to Jared's campaign is in the description below.
And my YouTube
please give your Jared, please give us your YouTube channel name. How can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Comics League, and you'll see it's a upside down triangle with like the CL logo. It's basically like the Superman logo, and it has a CL on it. You'll see my face on there. It's the channel that constantly talks about Wonder Woman and how much Lois Lane sucks. That's how you can find me.
Okay, is it COMICS League?
Yes. Yeah, League. As in,
I'm putting it up right now. Is this how it is spelled?
Pops just got it.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
No, that's me.
Oh, you too. Okay, and Pops. Pops did it, I think, in Pilled.
No, that's me.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Yes, understood.
All right, so that's youtube.com/@comicsleague. We'll get you directly to Jared's channel, especially if you guys want to get deep into the lore and lots of crying and complaining.
For multi hours, yes, there are streams where the longest I've gone on a stream is 4 hours.
That's pretty good. I did almost 6 months, and I swore I was never gonna do that, but I did, and it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we do on the Flip City Magazine FAFO shows, which, by the way, Jared, you are on Creative Chaos number 97. I can't believe I've been doing it that long. Episode 100 will be a Flip City FAFO party where we spin the wheel, read some Flip City content, and just generally FAFO. So, you guys, that is coming up after another couple of guests. And I love having guests on and meeting new people. And Jared, it's been a little bit since I've met a new person that I've never streamed with on their channel or vice versa. So it was a pleasure meeting you. And Bruce, all right.
Pleasure as well.
You know, hold that up this entire time while you promote
That's his
your own
stream background. That's his background the entire time.
That's my background. My eggplant is my background.
And it's your turn to tell everybody where to find you, what you want them to do.
Okay, well, almost fell on my ass because I got my laundry bag in the seat. Put it down. All right. Okay. So, You can find Bruce Quane and Cosmic Grandpa, my co-host, with Norm, our third co-host, here on Pill.net, Rumble, DLive, X, Twitter, Odyssey, Twitch. We're on several different platforms. Just go to our website and you can click on any of the platforms and watch any of the previous shows, or on Sunday nights live, 7 p.m. Big Apple time, 4 o'clock avocado time, 3 Beer Men, the number 3, BEERMEN.TV. And Cosmic, throw that bar up across the bottom for me one last time. Remember, tonight,
The first time.
share, subscribe, ring that damn bell, and if you're on Pill.net, hit that red pill and show Christy some love. Thank you very much, Cosmic.
And you, my co-host and sidekick, the Batman. Oh, by the way, Bruce, the Batman.
Yes.
Here's something that made me feel a little bit closer to Jared when I was stalking him online. Is like in his description somewhere, I think it's on his website. He and his co-host have a battle of who is the sidekick. And I'm like, oh, that reminds me of me and Bruce. And then I shed a tear.
Well, I know I'm
Not
the
really.
sidekick because I don't have any part of Flip City Magazine. So when she makes it big, I don't even get a percentage.
There you go.
It is true, but you've never given me a percentage of your shit, so
I'm not selling anything.
yeah, you are. You're selling toys, everyone's. Like I
I'd
wish
love
I
to
was
sell my
part. I
toys.
wish
Oh,
I was part
actually,
of that like divorce settlement, or me and you were married, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a part of those toys.
I offered her the entire storage container in the driveway. That's a 20 by 10, filled to the brim with toys that were in my basement. It's got Batman action figures in it from several different variations. It's got the animated figures in there. It's got Justice League Unlimited in there. And by
Hey.
the way, Jared, I do have several Wonder Woman character figurines and such as part of my collection.
In
But
case you want to buy them from Bruce's ex-wife, all right.
Yeah.
yeah, no, you buy them for me. She didn't take them. She didn't want them. She just wants me to get rid of them. She was going to take them to the dumpster. I'm like, no, I'll get rid of the container.
Yeah.
I'll
There
deal
you
with
go.
it. But yeah, no, seriously, Jared, if you're looking for anything Wonder Woman action figure related in the animated series or other, I probably have it. Let me know. Shout out through Christy, and we'll figure something out.
Sweet. I appreciate that.
Bam. All right, making sales online, but not so much on the Flip City Magazine campaign, which is live right now on fundmycomic.com. That is, and thank you, Vulcan, for dropping the link into the chat. That is at fundmycomic.com/FlipCity27. That is funding for another 27 days, and it is the Flip City Magazine special edition of Parodies Only. I guarantee you are going to freaking love it, especially if you're a little irked or irritated at how the mainstream is handling the characters. Just like I'm trying to sell Jared right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
that's fundmycomic.com/FlipCity27. And of course, catch us live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Psst. That's Pacific.
Oh,
or
okay.
Avocado time. Yeah, so see who our guest is next week. I haven't booked him yet. Maybe Jared will come back. Who knows?
Who knows?
It was a fun night. I wasn't here the whole time, Jared, but I did listen in, and I loved your explanation of the Trinity.
Thank you.
With Wonder Woman as truth, justice, and the American way. That was
Yeah.
great. Love that. Love that. I've never heard that explained that way, so I want to say kudos, bro. That was
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
She's at the very tip
Yep, she is.
of the
Just the
triangle.
tip.
Just the tip.
That's all it takes.
I had to.
You really
that
did.
was low
I set you up.
fruit.
I set you up, and you took it.
Low hanging fruit. I was like, I can't leave
And there's
that.
some more low hanging fruit.
I can't leave that. It's
All right, and on that note, you guys, this is where we wave goodbye. See you guys next week.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay, class. List everything insensitive, exclusionary, bigoted, nationalistic, misogynistic, and offensive that you can find in history's great myths and legends. Extra points for suffering panic attacks or emotional outbursts. Fact check every opinion against the lived experience of your comrades and allies, so you can avoid forming a criminal opinion. Scrutinize it cover to cover. Wrongthink, misgendering, dead naming, misinformation, microaggressions. Leave no page unturned.